The South African National Civics Organization, Sanco, in Gauteng has expressed massive support for the Santaco Taxi Association. In a statement, Sanco says it believes that every industry, regardless of race and operation, should get a COVID-19 relief grant. The civic organization called on Transport Minister Liezle Wilson to approach Treasury and rethink the R1 billion relief grant. Well, joining us now is Sanco Gauteng chairperson Chris Malematja, of course, for an update on this. Vehemently supporting Santaco to date. I mean, looking at the effectiveness of the strike since it began this morning, Chris, I mean, walk us through what your sentiments are in that regard.
No, thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to greet everybody, including the stranded commuters, and also whoever that is participating in this. Comrades, we are taking this stand after we realize that it has been long that the taxi industry has never enjoyed anything in the government of the day. You will recall that we are coming with the taxi industry from the apartheid regime, where they were sidelined to an extent that they wanted them to close doors. When we gained democracy, we expected the government to do something to assist this black initiative move. But nothing has happened. Now we are in COVID-19, where it has been publicly announced that there is money that is supposed to assist the industries. Taxi industries, that is our slogan. They deserve to get better so that they can assist. Let me take this opportunity to say the following. They have been supportive from the word-go. They were told to get as half of the commuters into their taxis. They did that. It was extended to 70. They complied. They were forced to get the sanitizers and complied like anybody else. Where do they get money to buy all those things when they are supposed to just get half of the load that they're supposed to load? That is why we have a serious concern and say it is time that let's unite and support one of our own. Black taxi industries is one of our own.
All right. So, Chris, you mentioned that, the taxi industry does not receive subsidies from government. And obviously, with the loss of income and increased expenditure, it really has impacted the taxi industry at large. But I want to know from you, in terms of the list of demands, ultimately, Santaco has rejected that R1.1 billion relief fund announced by government. In your opinion, what is a reasonable amount that is going to suffice? What are your demands? We heard that in terms of operating, you're also calling for 100% capacity operation, as well as the opening of cross-border and provincial travel. But ultimately, walk us through what your take is on that.
Ours is very simple. During this COVID-19, can the government subsidize them with an aggregate money that will ensure that they are able to pay their monthly installments, they are able to feed their kids, they are able to maintain their cars? These people are contributing to the pandemic themselves. They are not far from us. They are doing everything to ensure that we reduce the pandemic and we fight the pandemic. Now they are restricted from doing any other traveling. Yet you expect them to be paying the monthly installment. You expect them to be sustaining their own business. That is where we see as an attempt to try and destroy the taxi industry and not necessarily assisting the taxi industry. Therefore, ours, we are saying, for so long as there's this pandemic, can the government take and subsidize so that they're able to pay their monthly installment? Whilst in the very same pandemic we're talking about, there's an increase on fuel, they're paying the e-tolls, they're paying everything that needs to be paid, but yet they're not subsidized to the latter. 3.5, it is nothing comparing to the taxes that these people they are operating, to the installment that they're operating. We are saying that is not enough. Treasury must release the money as they can release to SAA, as they can release to any other. In Gauteng is worse. Gauteng is being subsidized. What does this Gauteng train do? It only covers the individuals, not all of us. The majority of people who are contributing to the economy of South Africa are the commuters who are using the very same taxi industry, which is not getting any subsidy.
Well, Chris, government did come out to say that it is not a compensation, but merely to assist, obviously, the industry during these unprecedented times. Government, in fact, offering R5,000. In terms of the cost breakdown and, the reasoning behind you saying it's insufficient amounts that have been allocated, what is a reasonable figure that you're looking at?
We have been let them get 20,000 every month to subsidize their monthly installments. Let them get these 20,000 to be able to maintain their business. to be able to pay the drivers, because these drivers, they also have families to feed. The very same owners, it's not a status where they take you. They have responsibility of feeding their own families. They have responsibility to sustain this industry, which has got huge or many people that have been employed under it.
All right. Obviously, this strike has impacted commuters who have to get to and from work today. But I want to look at the effectiveness of the strike. And based on talks that are going to transpire tomorrow, I mean, is it likely that the strike will be extended? What's going to transpire after today?
I think that the government must take a lesson to say the taxi industry can shut the entire country. And taxi association must come together and say, it is time that you listen to us or we shut, we close down. Communities, as leaders, structures such as Sanco, we are behind this cause simply because we know there is money. And therefore, we are saying tomorrow, can the Treasury really come down and assist this initiative? Why other industries are given so huge money, then this very important one is not given? That is where we stand it. And we're not going to go back. We are saying if they don't agree tomorrow, it is up to them not to compromise their own revolution and continue with the strike until they get what they're supposed to go. They deserve this. These people have gone under a lot of brutality, starting from the apartheid one. Today we are in democracy, yet we are talking about black economic empowerment. When are they going to be empowered? It must be now. Not any elite discipline of members. And we are saying the government must not just go and look at one incident and make it in a broader issue, not a general statement. We are calling upon those that are misbehaving to be looked at and let the law take its course. We don't support such things. We are saying negotiation is the only place to negotiate, but we are saying in good faith. So whoever that is found to be misbehaving must be locked up.
All right, Chris Malematja, Sanco Gauteng provincial chairperson. Thank you very much for your time. Of course, just giving us an update about Sanco's strong take on the taxi strike. Of course, vehemently supporting Santaco as they reject the insufficient amount, as they've deemed, from government, announcing that 1.1 billion rand relief fund by the Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula on Monday.